lesson, we'll be using elimination, using addition and subtraction. And you'll solve the systems of equations using this elimination method. Strategies to solve systems. So we know we can graph it. We know we have substitution. And now we're getting a third one with elimination. In the elimination method, you eliminate either the x or the y variable, whichever one is the same coefficient. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to add or subtract the equations, making sure that when we subtract, we distribute that subtraction sign over the entire equation, so all the way across. So our steps for elimination is to line up the equations vertically, so we put them both in standard form. We choose the x or the y to eliminate, again, whichever one has the same coefficient. Do your adding and subtracting. If the coefficients are the same sign, we'll subtract. If they're different signs, we'll add. Plug your answer back into either one of the original equations so you can solve for the other variable. So some examples. So we have 3x minus 5y equals negative 16, and 2x minus 5y is equal to 31. So you can see here that these are the same. These right here have the same coefficient. So that means I'm going to add. I mean, they have different coefficient, same coefficient, different signs, so I'm going to add. So that gets me 5x, that it cancels out, equals, add these together, 15, so x is equal to 3. I'm going to substitute so that I can find out what y is. So 3 times 3 minus 5y is equal to negative 16. So we get 9 minus 5y equals negative 16. Subtract 9 from both sides, and I get negative 5y equals negative 25. So y is equal to 5. So now I have my x and my y. So I'm going to use those to plug it into the other equation just to check my answer. So 2 times 3 plus 5 times 5 equals 31. 2 times 3 is 6. 5 times 5 is 25 equals 31. 31 equals 31. So my solution is 3, 5. Solving this systems of equation, we have these two. I see that these have the same coefficient, but they're both the same sign, so they're both positive. So I'm going to have to subtract. So remember, when you subtract all the way across. So that gets me negative 4x. These cancel out, equals negative 16. So x is equal to 4. Substitute into the first equation. 5 times 4 plus 2y equals 6. So 20 plus 2y equals 6. Subtract 20 from both sides, and I get 2y is equal to negative 14. So y is equal to negative 7. So now I have my x and y. So let's plug them into the other equation and check. So 9 times 4 plus 2 times negative 7 should equal 22. So 36 minus 14 equals 22. 22 equals 22. Check. So my solution is 4, negative 7. And these two equations, the m has the same coefficient, but they're at the same signs, so I'm going to have to subtract. So subtract a negative, subtract a negative. So that gets me, these cancel, so 2n equals 8, so n is equal to 4. I'm going to substitute it. 2m minus 5 times 4 equals negative 6. So 2m minus 20 equals negative 6. Add 20 to both sides, and I get 2m equals 14. So m equals 7. So now I have my n and my m. I'll plug it in to check. 2 times 7 minus 7 times 4 equals negative 14. So 14 minus 28 equals negative 14. So negative 14 equals negative 14. So my solution is 7, 4. We always put it in alphabetical order, so M becomes before N. Number 4. This is not in standard form, this second one, so I need to change it to standard form. So it means I would subtract 8a from both sides, and that would give me negative 8a plus b equals negative 5. So I'll put that other equation underneath, and that says 8a minus b equals 3. My 8's are the same, one is positive, one's negative, so I'm going to add. That becomes 0. That becomes 0. So I get 0 equals negative 2. 0 does not equal negative 2, so there is no solution. A youth group and their leaders visited Mammoth Cave. 2 adults and 5 students in one van paid $77 for the tour. 2 adults and 7 students in the second van paid $95 for the same tour. Find the adult and student price. So it says 2 adults plus 5 students equals $77. And the other one had 2 adults and 7 students, and they paid $95. So my coefficients are the 2's, but they're the same, so I'm going to have to subtract, which means I have to subtract all the way across. So these are 0 out, and that gets me negative 2s equals negative 18, which means s is equal to 9. So the student price is 9. I'll substitute 2a plus 5 times 9 equals 77. So 2a plus 45 equals 77. 2a equals 32, so a is equal to 16. So there's my student price, and there's my adult price. I'll check in the second equation. So 2 times 16 plus 7 times 9 equals 95. 32 plus 63 equals 95. 95 equals 95. Check. So it's a word problem, so you need word answers. So you would say student is $9 and adult is $16. All right, we'll define the variables and write the equations here. So Jenny earns $2 for a pair of shoes and sells $3 for boots. She made $61 and sold 3 more pair of shoes than boots. So our 2 equations are 2x plus 3y equals 61, and x equals y plus 13. No, y plus 3, sorry. Mary owns 25 DVDs. The number of comedy DVDs is 5 less than twice the number of drama ones. So my 2 equations are x plus y equals 25, and x equals 2y minus 5. Angle A and B are complementary. Angle A is 30 degrees less than twice angle B. So my equations are 6x plus 4y equals 2,340, and x plus y equals 480. Blockbuster charges $7 membership plus $280 per video, and Hollywood charges $320 per video. Y equals 2.8x plus 7, and y equals 3.2x. So what must be the same in order to use the elimination method? One of the variables have to have the same coefficient. What equation form should you use for elimination? That would be standard form.